Hello, karibu sana. Welcome to today's session whereby we'll talk about how people get the United States of America visit visa and the questions which are likely to be asked at the embassy. And this has been a very big topic because most people are being lately. Most people are being denied the visit visa, and most people will just tell you, "I got the pink paper." And that means that the U.S. the consular denied you a visa, and this is mostly tied to how you answer these questions because these are common questions, but how you present your answer determines greatly whether that person is going to give you a visa or they are going to deny you. And we'll be talking about these information about the experiences of people at the embassy, whether we bring guests or we share these questions because it's information we can collaborate from different people, and they come up with common questions which have been asked time immemorial, and most people have not mastered how to answer these questions. So kama hujui kujibu hizo maswali, be sure take a pen and paper, try to jot down something so that whenever you get to the visa interview, you are at least prepared, because preparedness will make you get this visa. Otherwise, I know people are saying that the visa officer you go to determines whether you get the visa or not. Basically, yes or no, yes and no, because the visa officers are human. He or she can just hate on you and deny you a visa, or they wake up with a very bad mood and they deny you a visa. The other thing I would like to add is that these embassies work on policies, and some policies are not shared publicly. And these policies can be a certain policy that maybe the US government can give out a secret policy that try to minimize the number of visit visas this time around, because there are so many, and you'll find that most of people will be denied this kind of visa because of things beyond their control. So the information we share is basically a guideline, and it will not be a guarantee. If you give out this information, you'll get. So it might vary because different embassies have different guidelines which are not shared publicly, and I cannot be able to tell whether you'll get a visa basically basing on what I'll tell you. But if you listen to this to the end, your chances of being granted a visa or given a visa greatly improve, because you'll be touching the points, because these visa officers are marking. They have a marking scheme whereby they are trying to gauge whether you are a person who will go and hide and not go back to their home country when they are through with their visit, and definitely, or they will deny you a visa. Otherwise, the questions the points I'm about to give you, the questions might not come in that particular order, and the wording and maybe the wording might be different from what I verbalized to you, and what I've jotted down here, so that I don't miss anything in that in those questions. So one of the most likely questions you'll be asked is why you want to visit the United States. And before we answer this question, I know most of you from my analytics have not subscribed to this channel. Make sure that you're subscribed. Take 1 minute, subscribe, so that we grow this channel to the heights and the numbers we have in TikTok, 100,000 and beyond. And I believe by the end of this year, we'll have grown to a very big number, because most of the efforts, most of the questions we've been getting in TikTok, we'll be answering them in this channel. So the first question I've written is why do you want to visit the US Embassy, not the United States, sorry. And this is an opportunity for you to explain the purpose, the reason. Why are you visiting the United States? Is it a conference? Is it are you visiting? Are you going for a burial? Are you going for a burial of a family member? Are you going for the wedding of a family member? Are you going for tourism? Are you just going to for sightseeing? And do you have enough money, which then allows you to pursue the kind of a visit you want to do. So include all this information in one continuous process, or you break it in point form. For example, I'm going to the US for like 10 days, and I want to attend my brother's wedding, which will be held on such and such a date, and make this information be flowing and coherently and smoothly, so that the visa officer, the VO, the consular sees that you are prepared and you are ready, and you know where you are going to the US, and you are not vague. The other question I've jotted down, I don't want this video to be so long like the others, because the drop-off point for most people is around 10 minutes, and I just want it to be less than 10 minutes. So the other question is, how long do you plan to stay in the United States? And this question is mostly tied to the first question I've just asked you. And you need to give specific dates with clarity from the day of the conference. Maybe you're attending a conference, and that is when the day you arrive in the US. And you can also include other information, including your itinerary, where are you planning to visit, including when are you planning to go back to your home country, because definitely the US government wants you to visit, and once you are done with your visit, you exit and go back to your home country. So make sure that you present the best of yourself, give out these dates as clear as can be, and the visa officer definitely will not have a reason to deny you a visa. The other question is where will you be staying? Where will you be staying during your trip? And most people don't know that these are very common. It is a common question which is asked when you apply for a visit visa. And also, I know even other types of visa for the US, you'll be asked this question. So this is your point to this is the question. With this question, you'll be able to show that you have already booked an accommodation somewhere, or you have a friend, or you have a family member who will host you during your stay. But I usually discourage people from talking so much about a family member, because that increases the chances of you defaulting on your stay and not going back to your home country. So mostly make your story be about you visiting. Maybe you're going for a conference, but you'll not be able to visit your family member. Maybe stays in another far-flung state or place, and the visa officer definitely will not be able to link you with your family member, and there's a potential avenue for you to fail to go back to your home country. The other question is how long? Not how long. How will you support yourself financially during your trip? And this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate that you have enough money, enough financial support. And maybe if your trip is sponsored maybe by your employer, you need to prove that this information to the visa officer by way of giving them maybe financial statements and any other kind of information which will help the visa officer to understand or to know with surety that you're not planning to be a public charge while you go to the United States. And this question is also pegged to your health insurance, travel insurance. Sorry, have you gotten a travel insurance before you embark on your travel to the US? So this information you need to demonstrate and show to the visa officer for them to be able to understand that you're not likely to become a burden to the United States in case of anything. The other question which is usually asked is whether you've traveled before to the United States or any other country. And this is a question which is asked mostly to gauge whether also you've visited other countries maybe in your region. And if you have a person from Kenya, you can show your travel history maybe to China, Japan, Dubai, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, name them all these countries. And this will greatly help the visa officer to know that you've been visiting other countries and going back to your home country. So there is there's there's a high chance that once you're done with your visit, you'll go back to your home country. You can also give the visa officer your experiences in those countries if they ask, and this will help them to understand you better and know you and the purpose of your visit. The other thing I usually say, if you are going on a visit visa, it is wise to have a return ticket for return flight ticket. Demonstrate this by showing the flight ticket to the visa officer. Show them you booked it. You can also, or you show them you are planning to book it, and you maybe you already have the money, and you'll book this kind of flight ticket back to your home country. The other question, which is a trick question, is whether you have relatives, as I said, or friends in the United States. And I usually discourage my listeners, my followers, from giving out what we can call self-incriminating information. And with that, I know you understand what I mean to say. It's wise not to link yourself, or else if you want to say that you have a family or friend, you need to demonstrate that you are not planning even to visit them, because almost tells the visa officer that you are planning to default on your visa and stay permanently and illegally in the US. The other question, mostly this is the most important question. The visa officer might ask you, why do you think we need to grant you this visa? And this is your chance now to sell yourself, to sell your agenda, to sell your purpose for visiting the US. And this is now a blank check, which the visa officer is giving you now to ujitete, for you to explain your journey, your itinerary, your plans, your financials, your job back home, your family, the projects you are running back home, which will enable you to go back to your home country after you're done with your visit to the United States. So basically, all these questions are geared towards understanding whether you will default on your visa and try to game the system and stay illegally in the United States. They'll also try to ask that whether you are employed, and all this information you can demonstrate that you have a permanent job. They're trying to gauge whether your financial stability, your financial status is stable enough to allow you to travel to the United States and come back to your home country without default. They might also ask other questions regarding your health status. You can declare maybe you have these non-communicable diseases. You can tell the visa officer, and if it's not a problem, if it's properly managed and you are taking medications and you are not likely to become a public burden or charge, the visa officer will definitely grant you a visa. And there's a limited chance, limited possibility that they will deny you a visa. So thank you very much for those who have joined me in this session. If you are watching on replay, make sure that you click the like button. If you manage to watch this video to the end, click the like button so that this video is shared to most people. You can share it.